Hi guys, welcome to the stream. Today we are going to be watching Florida Tech versus Embry-Riddle, and I am one of your casters, Anna. I am the Assistant of Esports Operations here at Florida Tech, and today I am joined by...
Andrew. Hi guys, my name's Andrew. I go by Burger Online, and I'm an astrophysics major here at Florida Tech in my senior year. And it looks like our first map is Haven.
Yes, I definitely love Haven. I feel like from Florida Tech, I see a lot of Ascent or Split. So I definitely love to see the mix-up when it comes to Haven. Looking at the comp, it looks like we are going to get some Gecko. Gecko is the newest agent to come out. So it's always fun to see that. So definitely very excited. So the comps are definitely a little bit similar. I think Killjoy is just one of those must picks. And then when it comes to Duelist, Jet is also like a must select when it comes to Haven.
I gotta agree with that. Right now,
Select
Killjoy is
your
just
agent.
so good on almost every map, and Jet's mobility is superb here on Haven, where you can get on top of all these boxes and just dash onto these sites. And yeah, everything else is pretty standard, pretty straightforward. Breach is really good, obviously, on this map with his ability to stun through walls, especially sewer towards A main. So I'm loving the compositions. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Gecko here.
Right, yeah, that is one thing that differs between Florida Tech and Embry-Riddle is Embry-Riddle did go for the Sova, whereas we went for the Gecko. And then same thing on Smokes. We went for the Brimstone, they went for the Omen. When it comes to the Smokes, I feel like both Brim and Omen are really, really useful. But I am interested to see how Gecko and Sova differ when it comes to information initiators. So I'm excited to see that interaction here.
I agree. I think in terms of smokes, both Brim and Omen have their pros and cons. Omen just has so much more mobility, but Brimstone can just lock down sites in the post plan with his mollies. And then when it comes to initiators, Sova's gonna probably get a lot more information than Gecko is. But Gecko has a little guys. They're gonna be able to do so many cool things, get those plants in, and on a map like Haven here, where you can just have open sight onto A, B, and C, all of them, you just have direct sight lines onto the site. Sending out Wingman with the bomb could be a really viable strategy.
Especially the way they're going. Looks like they're going to go for an A push here. We got Sat on Gecko already looking to use some utility. They're already throwing out a lot here. Smoke's going out. Maybe going for a bit of a split push. It looks like Enrique and Sat's goal is just to make a little bit of noise on A while the rest of the team kind of sneaks around to C. Looks like Embry-Riddle does have C pretty much open. Killjoy on Embry-Riddle's side does have garage lockdown. Florida Tech's gonna opt to go long. Espe hearing that plant, Embry-Riddle is gonna go ahead and make that
Spike
rotation.
planted.
Right there. That's not ready.
Riddle getting ready to make that push. Seems like they are kind of struggling to get out of here. A lot of util coming out from both sides, trying to enter the site. Mill goes down. Enrique gets a big pick on FN.
Right there.
Only one player left on the side of Florida Tech, and that's going to be Sat. 3v1 here. Turtle going for the defuse. Sat trying to do what he can, gets one, but it is not enough. And Turtle does get the defuse off that round.
That was really well played there for the retake by Embry-Riddle.
They demand a fight.
They decide to just hold off, regroup, and just burst out with so much utility that Florida Tech could not hold back. So excellent play by the entirety of Embry-Riddle. And I like Florida Tech's idea there. Going for the split push, a couple players make a lot of noise A while the rest going C, and that's something you're going to see really commonly on this map with so many sites just getting distractions, and this site's all about those mind games. And Florida Tech had a lot of promise going into here, but Embry-Riddle's retake was just executed so well.
Definitely agree. It seems like they might be committing that A push. Sat trying to get a little bit of information out here, using some of that Gecko util. Jet is going to be pitched off short. No, gets a pick on Enrique, making this a 5v4 in favor of Embry-Riddle. Turtle trying to get a couple peeks here. Florida Tech is down when it comes to eco. So they are going to be trying to take this with some classics. They're still doing a bit of a split push, maybe just trying to play for some picks here. A lot of util on the side of Embry-Riddle. They are going to end up pulling that off. Flortech going to have a bit of a struggle trying to push through this smoke, especially up against Spectres. Sat going to be taking the bomb A short. While Juzi tries to hold space on B and does get picked off by FN.
Cover going out. No charges.
Flortech entering on site on A. Null gets a pick on Reskop. Satanic also goes down by Turtle, and Null gets the final kill onto Sat, making this 2-0 in favor of Embry-Riddle.
Embry-Riddle, once again, very well played for the retake, and also the aggression by Null in that in sewers with the gun advantage was really, really important because he was able to get that early pick, already getting the number advantage for Embry-Riddle, and they were just able to ride that out for the rest of the round. And Null ended up with 3 kills as well, so that's what you love to see in a duelist for sure, just fragging.
Yeah, and Null is getting those kills, but Embry-Riddle is going to be on a bit of a bonus, whereas Flortech is going to be buying up to rifles this round, trying to make something happen, get a number on the board. Flortech is set up C long. Embry-Riddle doesn't have anyone C, so they're going to be playing for retake, which they did do very well in round 1. Enrique once again tried to make a little bit of noise. Null holding closer here because he does have that Spectre. He's going to back up, try to join up with the team.
Launching smoke.
Reskop with the smokes, entering in. A couple players from Florida Tech still playing long, watching that flank.
Bomb grenade out. Turrets destroyed.
S-Base seems pretty ready for it, though. Team of Embry-Riddle is going to be setting up, ready to push CT, and also maybe make a rotation toward Garage. Oh! Embry-Riddle does enter. Enrique gets a pick on S-Bay. And Null gets a trade onto Satanic Monk. Embry-Riddle's going to be trying to fake that defuse, put a little bit of pressure on Florida Tech. Juzi with a pick on FN.
Headshot.
Enrique brings us to a 2v4. Null brings into a 2v3.
One enemy remaining.
And Reskop gets that final kill onto Null, making this 2-1. Flortech getting on the board.
Wow, that round was all about smoke spamming. I don't know if you saw, but there were like 3 kills at least that happened through smoke spams. Flortech just excellent job there, using the smoke to their advantage. And even though they couldn't obviously see the bomb, they were able to just spam it down by just playing off of each other's pings. And they also did a lot of damage to the smoke in Garage, able to take down the Killjoy turret that was there by S-Bay, and because of that, just get so much pressure from so many different angles.
For sure. And going into this next round, Florida Tech did lose a couple guns, did lose a few players that round, so they are going to be on a little bit of a save, but everyone going to be able to buy up to Vandals this round. Null, once again, holding very aggressive up in A short. He's going to back off after seeing the Florida Tech is set up in A short, ready to watch that. Gonna play back a little. Once again, they are leaving C open. Sat with the Yuto going through, trying to clear this short. They do know that Null is playing aggressive. Everyone ready. Juzi checking out mid, trying to see if maybe B could be a possibility.
Right there.
Null lying in wait here, does get blinded by Sat.
Prepare for hellfire.
But Null does get the pick on Enrique, and Reskop gets a trade onto Turtle. Reskop with another onto Cryptiax, and Sat with another on Null. FN makes this a 2v3 in favor of Florida Tech.
Out of charges.
S-Bay gonna try to make something happen up here in heaven. The smoke does go down, giving them an opportunity to maybe get a pick. Spams are going to have to happen through the smoke. Florida Tech playing very far back. Going to give them a little bit of space. Going to try to play the smoke like they did last round.
Oh, yeah.
And FN with a pick on Reskop. There goes the ult from Sat.
Last player standing.
Is going to get a stun. S-Bay gets that turret kill onto Satanic Monk. Sat evening this out into a 1v1 against FN. Bomb sticking down fast. Is going to put a lot of pressure onto Embry-Riddle here. And they will not have time to defuse, and that makes it 2v2 tied up.
Really well played there by Sat. The the Utah at the beginning of the round, pushing through sewers with the Dizzy, able to spot Null in this close angle was really big to just give the awareness to Florida Tech players, allow them to get the trade, and also Wingman was clearing so much space. And at the end there, even Thrash came in and was able to just give it a little more time for Sat to clutch out the round. So really well played there by Sat in particular, with just the balance of all this Uto.
I agree. I feel like Gecko's definitely getting a lot more advantage here than the Sova is right now, at least on attack side of Florida Tech. Both teams going to be a little skimped on buying, hoping to kind of get a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to eco. Embry-Riddle making that fast rotation over. And Florida Tech is going to quickly get the plant down. They're going to be lined up like they were before, looking to play through this smoke. Just try to get some picks onto the team of Embry-Riddle as they go for the defuse. Florida Tech being very aggressive here on the flank, trying to push through garage, maybe pick them off while they're trying to kind of spam util onto site to get on. And Embry-Riddle is going to be taking over site. I'm sure having a feeling of where they are. Satanic Monk gets a great kill onto FN and on CryptiX, and gets 3 onto Turtle before getting taken down by Espe.
1 enemy remaining.
Sat with another sneaky kill, gets that onto Espe, and it's just up to Null here, but there's not much they can really do. Gets that final exiting pick onto Enrique, but in the end does get taken out by Sat.
My oh my, that flank was beautiful through garage by Satanic Monk, getting 3 kills. Just the pacing there was superb, and coming in with another teammate, Sat, and it made all the difference. They were able to get so many picks while Embry-Riddle were convinced that they had sight down on lockdown, and so that flank just secured the round for Florida Tech. So really well played, especially there by Satanic Monk.
Definitely a good flank kill and a good call to be aggressive through garage. That definitely paid off. And then to rotate around CT. This round, Embry-Riddle is going to be very down in eco. They are going to be on a bit of a save, looking to buy rifles next round. Florida Tech does have the breach ult coming available. Hunter's Fury now coming available also for Embry-Riddle. Juzi with the pick on Espe.
Placing swamp grenade.
We could see some ultimates coming out. Satanic Monk looking to use a Rolling Thunder probably as they go to defuse to try and deny that defuse, give Florida Tech a little bit more time. But the Hunter's Fury could come in handy on the side of Embry-Riddle to try to clear out backside and see long. FN with the pick on Enrique forces out this Rolling Thunder. Satanic Monk does get 2 follow-up kills, 3 follow-up kills. As Satanic Monk is on a roll tonight, getting 4 with that last kill against Null.
Satanic Monk definitely worth his weight in gold here, just getting kill after kill after kill. Huge execute there by Florida Tech. I really love the synergy that they're playing here with their utility. Enrique dashing onto site, updrafting on top of the box, and then waiting for Satanic's flash just worked out perfectly, and getting Espe off site just secured the rest of the site for the team. It will get the post plant down with Wingman, and from there just playing back and letting Embry-Riddle do all the thinking.
Yep, and now going into this next round, Florida Tech is definitely going to have some comfort, but Espe gets an early pick onto Enrique, investing in that op after a save last round, which definitely seems like it paid off. This is now going to be a 5v4 in favor of Embry-Riddle. Sat just trying to make a little bit of noise C long while the team looks to take the bomb A, but it seems like now they're going to have to slow down, maybe play for a little bit of picks. 3 ultimates are going to now come online on the side of Embry-Riddle. We'll have the Omen from the Shadows, the Hunter's Fury, and the Lockdown, which could come in handy here when it comes to retaking site. Turtle going to be playing very close up, trying to deny that plan. It's going to be taken very low. Satanic Monk with a pick onto Null. Turtle gets a trade. It's going to be left very low for Reskop to follow up. Ultimate is going to come out from FN from the Shadows. Going to try to get a pick here, Heaven. Reskop does have the smokes. Going to go for the plant. FN with a great pick onto Juzi. Reskop left, does get picked off by Espe, bringing the score 3-4, still in favor of Florida Tech.
And that up turned out to be quite a good investment. Espe with the pick off the rip, And then afterwards, just using the op to control the entirety of C long. There's no way for players to push up through C long with the op holding such a decisive angle. And because of that, Embry-Riddle able to take advantage of that and just reposition their players to have 2 on B and 2 on A was an outstanding move just as a team. And so because of that, able to secure the round. And Esbe even got a second kill at the end onto Reskop. So I think that op was a fantastic choice and just ended up working out really well for them.
I think it was also something that Florida Tech wasn't expecting. I mean, they were on a very tight budget last round, and Esbe just happened to save up just enough to get an op, and it ended up paying off really, really well. And once they got that initial pick onto Enrique, they lost their duelist. I mean, they had trouble entering site. They rely on Enrique to enter for them, and when they lose that, it really forced them to slow down. And I think maybe they just had to play that a little too slow, and they struggled to kind of pick up that momentum again.
Yeah, I think here the timeout was a good call. They have to make sure that they have a plan moving into this round where they can get a full buy-in and preferably try to get rid of that op.
Definitely, I think that's going to be the plan. And even so, Embry-Riddle is still a little bit tight on budget, even after being able to invest in an op. But the same thing is going to be said for Florida Tech here. Florida Tech seems like they're playing a little bit closer together. Going to go for a C and garage push here. Just all left. Embry-Riddle making a very fast rotation over to B and C. Sat with a great opening pick onto Null. Both going to get blinded here in garage. And Embry-Riddle once again kind of put in the back seat, setting up, ready to make that re-entry. Hunter's Fury does come out on the side of Embry-Riddle. FN with 2 kills onto Juzi and Sat, making this a 4v3 in favor of Embry-Riddle. Embry-Riddle also does still have the lockdown if they need to invest at this round, but they're being very cautious of how much else they're investing here. And Embry-Riddle is going to be stuck playing for retake. Enrique with a good pick onto FN. Cryptiac follows back with a pick onto Reskop. Is going to be a 2v1. And Turtle gets a couple kills and gets that final kill onto Enrique. And they are going to defuse this spike, making it 4 and 4.
Yeah, really, really good stuff here by Embry-Riddle. The Hunter's Fury mixed with the aggression through Garage just caught Florida Tech off guard because they couldn't fight the angles that they wanted to. They're forced off the angles with the spike, swing the team into 2 with that Hunter's Fury, and all the while FN just pushing into Garage and getting those picks, just basically boxing in the entirety of Florida Tech, and it worked out really well and just caught them entirely off balance.
I would definitely agree with that. I think Florida Tech was definitely put a little bit on the back foot. And as I said before, Embry-Riddle is doing a really great job of making sure they don't invest too many ultimates. They've only used 1 ultimate per round. So they're being very cautious about how much they're investing and what they're going to get back from it. But Florida Tech does have 4 ultimates coming available on their side. So they are also going to have to be conscious of that. And speaking of, ult is going to come out from Sat. It's not going to get anybody, but they are going to be aggressive coming in. Espe is posted up with that op in heaven, which is going to make this push a lot tougher. But in order to fix that, they do come out with the lockdown, but Embry-Riddle does pop their own. And that's another ult coming out from Florida Tech. They need to deny heaven, and they do. And they also destroy the lockdown. They really do not want to get caught out by this op that SP is getting so much value out of. Florida Tech making sure they're setting up on site, holding their flanks, holding short. Even a couple holding on site. Satanic Monk ready for that push. They're being very cautious not to peek this op. Quickly getting rid of that dart. Trying to deny Embry-Riddle any information. Noel gets a good pick onto Satanic Monk and another onto Enrique. Juzi with a pick on Cryptiax. This is a 1v4 now. Reskop does try to hit him with the lineup Larry to deny this defuse. And he does!
Oh my goodness. It was not the prettiest lineup, but it sure was effective. And a huge clutch there by Reskop with the molly. Wow, that round could have gone either way. Just absolutely chaotic. Once both teams were pushing off the site, so many ults being dropped. And I love Reskop's counter ult as well. The orbital strike being able to take out the lockdown while also pushing players further back and giving Florida Tech full control of the site. was, I believe, an excellent choice there by Reskop. So Reskop really the hero of this round with his util.
And the fact that, you know, Embry-Riddle popped that counter lockdown, you could tell how much they wanted to keep Espe up in heaven and deny this push from Florida Tech. And Florida Tech did a great job countering that. They are going to be 1 round up. And an ult does come out from the side of Embry-Riddle, and that's going to be Null's Jet Knives. There goes a Rolling Thunder from the side of Florida Tech, trying to clear out A, but Espe does get that really good flick onto Satanic Monk. And another onto Reskop, but does get finally taken out by Enrique. Jet Knives coming out from both sides. Enrique getting a pick up to Cryptiax, but does get taken out by Turtle.
Enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Null coming up on the flank, trying to kind of pincer Juzi here.
Last player standing.
Juzi with a great pick. Unfortunately not able to close it out, but he does! And gets that final pick onto Null. Disrespectful with the classic.
With the classic. Free gun, by the way. Actually OP. And that... Wow. I'm loving the util usage by both sides there. Especially Espe with those mollies on Killjoys are just able to deny Vortex push over and over again. And we also saw Jet Knives by both teams. Jet Knives, they didn't get a lot of kills, but they did provide a huge just risk factor going into those sites. So loving the usage, and Florida Tech coming out on top with the heroic play by juzi.
Yep, and going into this next round, both sides a little tight on eco once again, but Embry-Riddle is going to have that from the shadows. Noah gets a very early opening pick onto Enrique, which is going to slow down Florida Tech when it comes to entering onto C. But Satanic Monk gets a great pick onto FN. Cryptiax getting 2 onto Juzi and Sat. This is all up to Satanic Monk now. And he does get finished off by Null, and Embry-Riddle did a fantastic job of making a very, very quick rotation. They are playing hard for retake on C, and they're doing a great job of retaking it.
I agree that retake was fabulous, really fast pace, and I think also you saw one of the most difficult things about Gecko is if you put the spike on the wingman and you let him run and he gets killed, the spike's in the middle of nowhere. And we saw that happen this round, just leaving the spike in the back of sight, leaving it where no rotates are possible from the attacker side is just such a difficult situation to be in. So excellent job by Embry-Riddle to take advantage of that.
And that is unfortunately going to shut down Florida Tech's eco for this next round. Luckily they are 1 up, so they can't afford to make a save here. But they are going to be a little tight, whereas Embry-Riddle's going to have some rifles. Embry-Riddle still having that from the shadows, and these KJ nades coming out in sewers are great on the side of Embry-Riddle. Definitely coming in very clutch and getting a lot of value, but Enrique gets a great pick onto Turtle coming in here. Lockdown coming out from the side of Florida Tech. And even though it is, they are going to try to make that rotate to C. Espe shutting down the lockdown. And now they're starting to realize, and they're going to be making that rotate to C. But a great play from Florida Tech trying to make that fake. Cryptiax unfortunately punishes Satanic Monk for being a little aggressive through that smoke there. Moshpit coming out from Sat, trying to deny that push from CT, buy themselves a little bit of time to get set up down C long. And they're going to be wanting to play that smoke. They also have the Brim ult, which I think they are definitely going to be playing for here.
Prepare for hellfire.
And there goes the Brim ult, able to deny that defuse. They are just trying to waste as much time as possible. And they're able to play the smokes. Embry-Riddle definitely having a hard time trying to push this. They don't want to get punished by the util. Reskop, once again with the lineups, punishes that. And it's just the firing squad right now when it comes to it down C long. And they're doing a great job. Great save round.
What can you do against a firing squad C long? Such a difficult position to retake there. And Florida Tech, fantastic round with those mollies, both KJ molly and the Brimstone mollies, just denying that defuse and the fake. Come on. I was faked out by the fake. I was not ready for that. So really well played there to just fake and just go for a quick rotate when you're on such an economic disadvantage. And now going into the next half with a 2-point advantage for Florida Tech.
For sure. And once again, props to our IGL Reskop. He backed out the casters a little bit too. Great rotation. Definitely looking to take this first round when it comes to Florida Tech, but it definitely
Right
would
there.
benefit Embry-Riddle to take this first pistol round because next round they're going to be able to buy up, and that would be great for them to be able to tie up the score 7-7. Florida Tech going to be looking to defend this. Enrique getting caught out a little bit down A long, trying to be a little bit aggressive like Null was on this defense. But he does get taken down to half. Good thing is they are 3-stacking A. Everyone getting ready to make that rotation over to A. It is pistol round, so it looks like Embry-Riddle is going to commit to site. They do a great job taking site. Smokes are coming out. Cryptiax gets the pick onto Satanic Monk here, up in heaven. And Florida Tech trying to make that push through main. Sat with 2 great kills under Cryptiax and Null. Brings us to a 2v2. Wingman is going to be going for that defuse.
Last player standing.
Embry-Riddle having trouble denying it, and Reskop and Sat get those 2 kills onto Espe and onto Turtle. That was a great distraction from Sat when it comes to the Wingman. Definitely helpful in this case. Make him turn around for 1 second, and you're done for.
I love Wingman. He's basically a third player there in that type of 2v2 situation. Just being able to put Wingman onto the spike just forces so much pressure onto the enemy team. They have to deal with it. And because of that, you're able to take advantage of all these angles and just push onto these players who are just on a time crunch to take out Wingman. And you saw the pressure there was perfect, and using the box to the advantage of Sat and Reskop, it worked out.
And you could see their panic. I mean, they had to turn around and deny that, and as soon as they did, they got caught out. Once again, great play from Sat. Gecko getting so much value on this Haven. Florida Tech is set up on all sides, and it looks like Embry-Riddle's going for a beef push very fast. Satanic Monk does get taken out by Espe and Sat by Null. They are going to be able to get the plant down, but Null, being a little bit aggressive, gets taken out by Juzi. And they are on a buy-up, so they really need to keep these guns. Enrique gets that pick onto FN, making this a 3v3. Able to take their Sova down very low, making this re-entry pretty easy. Enrique gets that pick on the Turtle. And finally gets that last pick onto Espe, and they are going to be able to defuse this spike. Able to bring the score to 9-5 in favor of Florida Tech.
Some beautiful shots that round by Enrique with the Marshall. I love seeing players who know how to use the Marshall well. It's always fantastic to see how they're able to quick scope, no scope, just so many different techniques to use with the Marshall. I just love seeing it. And Florida Tech, in general, they're a really good round, able to just deny the push into garage. And Embry-Riddle, I love the idea of switching to a rapid B push, but Florida Tech just able to deny it for even further in those smokes, in those pushes, using their gun advantage to their advantage.
And it looked a little hairy, but I mean, they ended up doing a great job, and they were able to keep these guns. They're going to be on a bit of a bonus, but Null quickly shuts down Enrique, trying to get some value with his Marshall. And also shuts down Sat, being very aggressive here. Once again, they are on a bonus, so they are still going to be able to buy up next round. Reskop getting a pick onto FN, and Turtle with a trade onto Reskop.
One enemy remaining.
And now it is all up to Juzi, and he gets taken out. Very quick round. You blinked, you might have missed it.
That's for sure. The aggression, you just got to do it when you're on an eco, trying to get as much damage as possible. And they did get a player. Florida Tech did manage to essentially take a rifle out of the hands of Embry-Riddle. Embry-Riddle's definitely going to be able to buy it back, though. And now they go into a new round with full buys on all sides, and even an op here coming in from Enrique. So we're going to try to bounce back, but Embry-Riddle, just fantastic job using their guns to their advantage and just pushing, just rolling through Florida Tech players.
And Enrique with that op, and it looks like Embry-Riddle is going to be trying to push C long here, and Enrique quickly gets that value with that pick onto FN, denying that C long push. They are able to use some util to kind of get Enrique out of that corner, maybe get him a little bit more leverage when it comes to trying to push into C, but it looks like it might opt to just not. Try to make a little bit of noise, try to confuse them a little bit, but they definitely don't want to go head onto this op. And by now, Enrique has had time to get into a more comfortable position. So they're 100% going to be looking to kind of rotate here. Espe being careful not to alert them that they're trying to go to A. just kind of slowly deciding which site they want to go to here. Florida Tech trying to be very careful, cover all their bases, kind of running around a little bit right now, trying to get any hint of where Embry-Riddle might be going. Turtle gonna try to get some info here, going through garage. Quickly just gets trashed in garage, obviously, by Florida Tech's util.
30
They
seconds
did not
left.
like that drone being there, but Cryptiax gets that pick onto Juzi, and Sat gets the trade onto Null.
Player standing.
Reskop
down
and
B.
Satanic Monk getting 2, and it is all up to S-Base, stuck here out in mid. And S-Base is going to have a pretty hard time here, and is not going to have
10
enough time
seconds
to get the
left.
bomb. And certainly not going to plant down.
Swarm grenade
All Florida
out.
Tech has to do now is live. And it seems like they're going to do just that. S-Bay gets to keep their gun, and so does Enrique, getting to keep that op, which is going to come in very handy next round.
Another great round by Florida Tech in the defensive seat. I think they did an excellent job. This map, Haven in particular, is very important to be aware of those edge positions, the C long and the A long, and Florida Tech used the op in C long and the KJ in A long, and was just able to kind of choke Embry-Riddle into the center of the map, and because of that, Florida Tech adapted to the heavy presence mid and just slowly rotated all their players towards that B site. And once Embry-Riddle finally decide, hey, we're gonna go for this push mid, they were met with 2-3 players.
I think it definitely seemed a bit rushed on the side of Embry-Riddle. They got that. Florida Tech got that initial.
Omen does not like this.
No, oh my god, I'm sorry, okay? my bad. I won't say anything else, but
My ultimate is not ready.
his ultimate's also not ready, if you didn't know.
Almost there though.
It's getting close. But going into this next round, I mean, everyone's pretty much going to be able to buy up to a rifle. S-Bay is definitely going to be buying for Null here, so all players are going to be able to have a rifle this round. Luckily, Florida Tech was able to keep that op, so they are going to be set up still. Enrique going to look to swap it up, as I imagine Embry-Riddle's probably saying, let's not go C. There's going to be an op there, so Enrique's going to try to switch it up. And again, maybe try to catch someone off guard.
They shot her.
I definitely think that op reposition is essential just to try to catch the players off guard, and Embry-Riddle has to play around that. I think the choice here by Embry-Riddle is to try to find where the op is and adapt to it.
For sure, and it definitely looks like they're going to be playing a little bit slow. Maybe to hope catch someone getting a little bit greedy. Null, maybe having a bit of a moment there. Seems like their team definitely gave him a look of disappointment.
Who needs knives when you have a Vandal?
And the Rolling Thunder does come out from the side of Embry-Riddle, but Florida Tech is going to have 2 ults to try to deny that. Florida Tech maybe going to try to look to deny the plant here.
Spike planted.
Sat does use that Gecko ult. And they also do use the Brimble here and end up getting FN.
Enemy remaining.
And Florida Tech just cleaning house, but S-Bay still putting up a pretty good fight. Ends up getting a couple at the end there, but Reskop does clean up, getting 4. And Florida Tech is going to be able to defuse this spike, bringing the score to 11-6, trying to get Juzi that lockdown. And after that round, they are going to have the jet knives going into next.
Looking forward to seeing those jet knives in action. That was probably a misclick. It happens to the best of us, but
It does.
what I did love in that round was, once again, Reskop's ults have been on point this entire game. Every time, just able to get value, get kills, and just push players into uncomfortable positions. And it's just such a really powerful zoning ult that Reskop has used perfectly, I think, in every situation, even here on defense.
I definitely agree, and hopefully we'll be able to see some more great plays from Reskop, but I would love to see Enrique get a lot of value with these jet knives. And Embry-Riddle is also going to have the Hunter's Fury, so their goal now is just going to be able to get the spike down and be able to play back, play safe, sort of as Florida Tech were doing when they were on attack, and they're just going to want to use that Hunter's Fury and try to deny any defuse, but they are in a bit of a save, so they're still going to have to play pretty slow, which is going to make getting the spike down a little bit more difficult.
Drone.
Vortec able to deny Turtle any information whatsoever. It looks like Embry-Riddle is going to want to go C. Smokes do come out from Reskop. Trying to slow down that garage push as much as possible.
I would be so worried here. All the Florida Tech players are here in this garage area, and it's going to be so difficult if the aggression comes in from Florida Tech.
And they're definitely hoping to deny that. They're definitely holding C a little bit differently than Embry-Riddle was. They're playing on site rather than playing for that retake. I think they're just trying to show that they do have a presence on every site. I think their goal is definitely to scare Embry-Riddle, try to run down the clock, and Embry-Riddle is getting down to 20 seconds. So now they're going to feel a bit rushed when it comes to planting the spike. Unfortunately, Cryptiax does get by Enrique, and he is able to get the spike down. Sat with a great opening pick onto FN. But Cryptiax with the trade onto Sat. Jet knives do come out from Enrique on defense. Satanic Monk picking up that kill onto Cryptiax. Enrique exploding out of heaven here. Trying to create some space. Enrique definitely going to want to pressure long here. And the Hunter Fury does, in fact, come out from the side of Embry-Riddle from Turtle. Juzi pushing this, and he does deny that. Trying to give Satanic Monk an opening to get that defuse. And Juzi gets that final pick onto Esme. Able to deny that plant, and it is going to be 12-6 match point in favor of Florida Tech.
And that was a bit dicey at the end. That Hunter's Fury did come in, could have had a massive impact, and it did push Florida Tech players off, but Juzi makes an excellent read and decides to go aggressive and gets the pick, and there's it back down to a 2v2, and just winning those 1v1s alone did end up giving the round to Florida Tech. So I love the aggression there by Juzi, and overall just an excellent round here by Florida Tech.
And I think ideally Turtle wouldn't have been set up so close. Unfortunately, I think the fact that they were on a save, they were trying to play careful, maybe play for picks, I think that caused probably Turtle to feel a bit panicked trying to get out that Hunter's Fury. They really just want to get around on the board, be able to buy up. So I think that positioning was definitely a bit rushed from Turtle, but Turtle didn't really have a choice. I mean, they had to do something or the clock was going to run down. So I think they tried the best with what they had, and they were able to get it to a 2v1. But once again, Florida Tech really does a great job. And like you said, Juzi making a fantastic read there when it comes to pushing that, especially when they were on such a big time crunch. I mean, the fact they were able to delay it that long, I mean, they got to lock down that round. They used a lot of utility to try to prevent Embry-Riddle from pushing in.
I think the rotation by Embry-Riddle was definitely the right choice. It just unfortunately fell apart at the end, and it happens, things like that, where slight variations just cause just a bit of chaos, and the round just ends up going not your way.
And coming into this round, Embry-Riddle is going to be able to buy, but when it comes to shields, they are going to be very low. They're going to be trying to make something happen, but Juzi gets a great opening pick onto Cryptiax and onto Turtle. Reskop following up and getting a pick on Esme. Juzi is going to be left very low, so he's going to be playing safe, trying to pop that lockdown. Embry-Riddle looking to push this. Gets that pick onto Juzi, going to be trying to destroy that lockdown, so they're able to get that plant off, but they're not able to do it, and both players are going to get locked down for Florida Tech to come clean up.
Enemy remaining.
And they're feeling a bit toxic today. And do go for that final knife kill onto Embry-Riddle, and that is going to be GG's. Florida Tech is going to take map 1, 13-6.
Definitely a very fun game to watch. That last round, come on, you see a detain, you gotta go for it. You gotta go for a knife. It's all fair. It's all fun. It's all part of the game. Nothing malicious ever happened with that. I think players just trying to have fun. I think both teams definitely were showing a lot of just fun moments throughout that game. So definitely a great game to watch. And I think we saw Florida Tech take it away. A lot of really good execution, a lot of really good just team play and ult use on the side of Florida Tech. And it ended up giving them that that first map.
And it was looking close, but Florida Tech was able to build up that eco, get that op in Enrique's hands, and after that, they were just able to run away with it. But hopefully next game is just as entertaining, and we will see you guys back for map 2.
And welcome back, everyone, to our game of Florida Tech versus Embry-Riddle, and we're going into map 2, which will be split.
Very interested to see this. I definitely said, at the beginning, we see a lot of ascent, we see a lot of split coming out from Florida Tech. So I definitely have to wonder if this is their map pick. So I'm hoping they'll be pretty strong. Enrique with the classic, the Yoru always coming out.
Love seeing the Yoru breach combination between Enrique and Satanic Monk. They do so many fun things, some stuns into some TPs. Just very fun to watch.
Yep, and some of these picks coming out, once again, Killjoy, just a necessity, but we do also see the Sage coming out, and now we've got Sloshy in instead of Sat. Sloshy coming in clutch with the Sage pick here on Split. Definitely excited to see what he's got in store for us. When it comes to smokes, they do opt for the Omen. Looks like Embry-Riddle is going to be opting for the Astra. And when it comes to Duelist, they're going to get a Jet rather than the Yoru.
Pretty distinct teams between both sides, honestly.
Very different. And Embry-Riddle going for double Duelist, and I'm interested.
I'm very intrigued for sure. This will be fun to watch. And I think also there are very few maps where you can just take a double Sentinels and just roll with it. A couple maps are just kind of force you into one Sentinel, but here, a double Sentinel on the side of Florida Tech, I think is going to be pretty strong, especially with that mid here in Split.
And it's a similar thing, I think, also with a map like Icebox, where pushing through mid is such a common thing, and getting mid control can be so easy. So I think having those double Sentinels to make up for some of those hard rotates, where you either just have to get force CT, or you have to attempt to make that cross through mid. I think it's definitely nice to have a Sentinel that's able to hold down those sites a lot longer, buy the defenders a lot more time, and Embry-Riddle is going to be opening on defense here with double Duelist. So I feel like they might have a bit of trouble here on defense. I don't know what you think, but we did see Null playing very aggressive, so maybe they could compensate with that for that aggression.
I totally agree. It's definitely going to be an uphill battle here with a double Duelist on defense. So I think we're probably going to see, like you said, a lot of aggression by the defender side, but looks like Florida Tech here is the team that's going to start by taking aggression. Enrique is already bursting onto site here, and Sloshy gets the first kill. A lot of damage already going in with the Raise Nade. Looks like they are going to get the plant down here and already be able to secure themselves into a post-plant position, but Embry-Riddle decides to go out with a really rapid push with the Skybird, but gets punished by Juzi in a very nice corner here. And Reskop with another kill as well, and now it's down to a 5v1. Florida Tech going on the aggressive here to finish out the round. Yeah, very quick execute by Florida Tech.
I think that was a tough round for Embry-Riddle. I think definitely with the way they were going, I think there was a great smoke from the side of Florida Tech from Reskop up in heaven, because that's where everyone just ended up funneling straight out of, and as soon as they walked out, they tried to retake it with that Sky Flash, but it just wasn't enough. Florida Tech was already posted up, ready to watch heaven, and they just killed him as they dropped. And Espe was the last one standing, able to pick up that final kill. But going into next round, it is going to be very tough for Embry-Riddle. Florida Tech is going to be able to buy up into Spectres and Bulldogs.
Yeah, and looks like Florida Tech is going to go for that essential mid push that we were talking about in the pregame analysis here. The Bird by Turtle does manage to catch a couple of Florida Tech players, so they do know of the Florida Tech presence here, but they still just have one player and a bot here in heaven. Enrique is going to be aggressive here, does manage to dodge the Sky Flash and get a kill onto Turtle. Decides to push out onto heaven with a decoy, does manage to get a blind through as well. And now the entirety of Florida Tech just bursting onto site, following Reskop's first kill here. Even a TP, and Sloshy getting rid of Cryptax back site is going to give them the site control.
Spike planted.
And now a little role reversal as here Embry-Riddle is now the team pushing out of heaven that Florida Tech just came out of just a couple seconds ago. But here, going to be very careful as they drop down, trying not to be caught off guard by that aggression like Juzi had previously. And FN does get killed. Reskop onto Null, and just FN here. gets traded out by Satanic Monk.
And Flortech doing a fantastic job just rushing through heaven.
Don't
As I was
stop
talking
fighting.
about, I mean,
You must keep
Embry-Riddle
going,
just
even
wasn't
if
able
you're
to
the
set
only
up like
one.
that because they were low on eco. They weren't able to buy all their util to be able to set up as well as Flortech did when it comes to putting up smokes on some of those entry points. And I can appreciate what Embry-Riddle was trying to do when it comes to maybe setting up in B main, you know, setting up CT. They definitely tried to set up a little bit separated, but they just didn't win those gunfights. When Flortech has those better guns, they're able to take those longer range fights, whereas Embry-Riddle was stuck with classics. But Embry-Riddle is going to be able to buy up to rifles, whereas Flortech's going to be on a bit of a bonus here.
Yeah, you really can't. You really can't blame a team for struggling to get those picks when they have such a low advantage, but now here's their time to shine with their Phantoms and their Vandals. So looking forward to see if they can get something done here. Enrique with a nice little distraction, make a lot of noise, B forcing a rotate, but FN with a double kill with the collat. And it's going to shut down that push by Florida Tech. They are going to get a smoke down. They're able to get onto site, but the rotate is so rapid here by Embry-Riddle. Already pushing out into heaven, getting heaven control, and that's going to be really difficult. And Cryptox does kill juzi. And FN with a third and fourth kill to secure the round here.
Very good round from Embry-Riddle. I think they did a great job making that fast rotation through CT, and they did a good job using their utility to get through elbow there. I think sometimes that can be a very close thing to push, especially like without having that Sage wall to be able to really deny that CT push and coming through screens. I think it was just hard for Florida Tech to try to keep that, but Enrique did a great distraction. I think juzi also tried to do a little distraction on Cryptiax over in mid there, made a little bit of noise. But Embry-Riddle doing a lot better job of making those fast rotations. And once again, Split is one of those maps where you can get caught in CT and get caught in screens. And Embry-Riddle did a fantastic job of retaking screens and going for that defuse. I mean, it was pretty clean on their side. And both sides are going to be able to buy up 2 rifles this round.
I gotta agree, the way Embry-Riddle played this round, last round in particular, was very good. Just able to, you know, hold that site and rotate, unlike the previous rounds. And the first kill here this round is going to be taken by Embry-Riddle. And Florida Tech is now just trying to make a little bit of noise here with juzi onto B side, but the rest of the players are on A. A lot of splitting here going on by Florida Tech. But Cryptiax does kill juzi's lurk. And now it's up to 5v3. Florida Tech does get the spike down. Looks like going to try to push maybe into CT, get a little bit of just presence around the map. Reskop does use the TP. Embry-Riddle does have to be aware of all the possibilities where Reskop could have TP'd, and Sloshy does get a kill here. Trying to narrow the numbers down. Reskop as well with the kill.
One enemy remaining.
Couple trades in coming out, and Reskop with a really quick reactive here. And Turtle's last on site. Reskop did hear the feed drop and is able to get that kill to secure the round.
Fantastic plays from Reskop coming out. That from the shadows was massive. When we were looking at it just like at face value, you're like, it's 5v3, you know, like it looked tough for Florida Tech. I mean, were they able to get the spike down? Yes, but at the disadvantage of 2 players. But even so, they still had the time to set up due to some of those distractions and losing a couple players. They were still able to set up, and Reskop was able to get that great TP, and it ended up working out beautifully. But going into this next round, it is going to be 3-1, but Embry-Riddle is going to have that Cosmic Divide ready, and it looks like they're going to be stacking A here.
Florida Tech is going to push their entire team here out of B, looks like. And like you said, a huge stack on Embry-Riddle's side towards A. There's Sentinel, there's Smokes, and Enrique with a rapid and aggressive push into backside. Reskop and Sloshy each getting a kill, now securing the site for Florida Tech. The spike is going to go down here. But Embry-Riddle is already rotated, ready to push as a team through heaven. And fortunately for them, they only have one alleyway to push out of. Is a wall blocking the other entrance to B. So now Florida Tech is pretty comfortable here, just playing time, getting into nice comfortable positions here. Enrique even ready with a little flash, trying to get some players caught off guard, and beautiful flash there by Enrique and Reskop playing in those nice angles. They close out the round.
I think right now, Embry-Riddle's definitely starting to feel some of those effects of not having a Sentinel and not able to deny some of those fast pushes, and especially when they had 3 on A, you know, they took that gamble. They're kind of headed that way, but at the same time, they don't have as much util to try to slow down Florida Tech, and Florida Tech's taking advantage of it. I mean, they're coming in really quickly. Enrique able to get some incredible TPs onto site and just take advantage of some of these players. I mean, some of the flashes and the TP, I mean, they're just fully caught off guard. And Embry-Riddle is still going to be kind of closer to A, taking that bet.
It looks like it might pay off here as the spike is towards A, but this distraction by Enrique and Reskop is going to be massive. They're pushing so much attention back towards the B side. They're going to be able to TP both of them back. And looks like Florida Tech is going to get the site for free. Enrique does decide to stay back. And does get a kill here on S-Bay. And now spike is replanted by Sloshy on the A site. And now Embry-Riddle has to wait for the rest of their team to push. An elbow is spotted here, but Noel does get the kill onto Reskop. Satanic with the trade. And a second kill onto Turtle. Now down to 2v4.
One enemy remaining.
Juzi does get a kill onto Cryptiax. And it's all down to FN, who falls to Satanic Monk. And wow, what a beautiful distraction there by Florida Tech.
And Embry-Riddle was on a bit of a save, but at the same time, I think Florida Tech played that really, really well. I mean, they made some noise in B. Initially, Embry-Riddle did start moving a little closer to A, setting up a little more A-sided, but they just didn't have the guns and the util to try to hold them off. It looked like it was going to pay off, but it ended up going the way of Florida Tech. And Reskop with that TP, I don't think he actually intended to really like get much value on site. I think it was more for information, but it ended up paying off really well. And Florida Tech is now going to have the Res and the Rolling Thunder. They're going to be playing a little bit split, and Embry-Riddle is going to have the lockdown, which they might use pretty quickly on this defense, and also the Cosmic Divide.
And Satanic with a first kill here onto Esbay. Esbay's been pressuring mid previous rounds, and now Florida Tech does get the read and is able to get a quick kill and decides to go for the rotate after getting that kill. I'm loving the interactions here between all these different TP abilities. It's working out phenomenally, and here Reskop is holding the spike, just waiting for the rest of the team to push. Florida Tech waiting for the entire team, and looks like they're pushing onto site here, but Embry-Riddle has the read, and they are here, and Noel's in such a nice close position, not even cleared. But the spam is going to come through by Reskop, get the kill onto Noel, and Enrique with the ult spots Turtle. TP in, and wow, little moonwalk there, but does not work out. Now, Juzi alone in heaven.
30
Try to
seconds
make
left.
things work, but this wall makes it so awkward, and Turtle punishes the peek through the wall.
Juzi, I mean, kind of getting screwed over by their own wall. I mean, getting stuck there up in heaven is very unfortunate. They are going to be calling the timeout. I think that was very well played by Embry-Riddle to try to pick that back up. I mean, off the rip, it looked really rough. S-Bay pushed up, got punished for it. They lost that ability to use that lockdown that round, so it looked pretty lost, truthfully, from the side of Embry-Riddle, but they were able to bring it back, did some great reads. They were able to hold down screens. That's one thing I think they're doing very, very well, is being able to push out of screens, which again is a place where teams can get really stuck and not really know where to go. But they're having great aggression. It was looking good from Enrique, but I think unfortunately he might have blinded himself there trying to push through that smoke and get that information for his team. And it just ended up not working out, I think, the way that he initially planned.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Embry-Riddle is doing a good job adapting both in their rotates and their holds. They're starting to anchor people onto sites, and they're starting to be able to read these kind of fake outs that Florida Tech is doing.
They were definitely rotating very early last round. They were just making those fast rotates, full committing to a site. And maybe Florida Tech's going to be kind of mixing up their approach because they were playing split. Now maybe they also realize that Embry-Riddle's making those adaptations, and now it seems like they're all going to be going for an A push, trying to make that connect together. Embry-Riddle is going to be a little low on eco, but they are going to have the up when it comes to ultimates. They're going to have Seekers, Lockdown, Cosmic Divide, whereas Florida Tech is only going to have that Rolling Thunder and that Res, but the Rolling Thunder is coming out.
Yeah, and that's gonna push all the players off the site here as Florida Tech just gets it off. And I love the smokes here that Reskop has placed, pushing off all those sidelines from heaven and from the long position. Juzi's gonna go huge here with 2 kills onto the heaven players. Decide to back off. Espe does get killed, but Juzi's here for the trade. Now down to 2v4, but time's ticking, and Turtle has to try and make a play. Does get killed by Juzi, and Juzi maybe try to get the ace here. Do it for the fans. No, Florida Tech does get the kill here by Sloshy. Would love to see an ace.
Sloshy stealing that kill.
Oh
I'm
man.
sure Juzi's beating him up over that one upstairs.
But Juzi definitely went huge that round with just balancing those peaks into heaven and then peeking back into the flank.
He definitely did. I think without Juzi going that large that round, it could have been hairy, because I think a lot of times they were just kind of relying on the smokes from Reskop to slow them down. They really didn't have that heaven control. I mean, most of the players were stuck on site, but the fact that Juzi was able to go so large and prevent them from pushing through CT and getting that advantage out of heaven, and the Rolling Thunder taking up so much space, they did a great job. This round, Florida Tech didn't have that lockdown available and the res, and Embry-Riddle still holding on to that lockdown and Cosmic Divide.
And looks like a bit of mid-aggression as well by Florida Tech. But they are going to dodge the Roomba by Raze and just decide to back off and push together towards B here. Smoke is going to come in, but Turtle here gets a really beautiful spam. Sloshy ready with the res. Oh, and Satanic does get caught by Turtle's dog. Turtle with more spam. Turtle's just owning this smoke. But if Satanic claps back with a double kill of his own, and Espe with the flank considers using that ultimate. Waits maybe for the plant, but decides not to invest it. Beautiful shot there by Espe onto Juzi. Now it's a 1v2, but Wojtek is aware of the position, and now the ult goes down. We have to be very careful for this mid-aggression. And look at the beautiful play there. Enrique closing it out with the TP and the breach stun combination. Absolutely gorgeous.
Honestly, I think that round was well played by both parties. I think Embry-Riddle's on this, especially on the side of Turtle, I think Turtle did a great job sticking to site, holding where they were, and honestly, like, some people might feel pressured, want to back off site, and it seems like that's what they were doing before. But Turtle, knowing they have that Spectre, knowing they're going to have to play a little bit closer than if they had a Vandal, did a great job holding down that site and getting those picks, catching them off guard, especially with that bird. I think Turtle held it down. It did go the way of Florida Tech, and they did invest that lockdown on the side of Embry-Riddle, so they are only going to have the Cosmic Divide, and Florida Tech potentially looking to use this lockdown, and as I say that,
there it goes.
They do.
Seeing a lockdown back to back here. Looks like Enrique does decide to go for that TP backside. Manages to break the turret. That's going to help the team get onto site, but is going to get concussed here by the Astra. Satanic with the first blood here. Plant is going to go down for Florida Tech. A lot of aggression here by Noel. Straight into side, dashing in, trying to break up the Florida Tech players. Sloshy kind of stuck in an awkward position here behind the pillar. Turtle does get a kill, Sloshy with the trade though. And Florida Tech does manage to close it out, just playing off of each other so well.
I definitely think Florida Tech is doing a good job using these big zoning ults to take the space very early on. They're not wasting any time, not giving them a chance to rotate. They're taking out whoever's on site, and they're taking that space very quickly, which I think is coming really in handy here. Because then it just forces everyone back. Enrique did a good job going to try to clear that corner, where they could have still been hanging out from the lockdown. And Embry-Riddle's just not really able to counter that. I mean, popping that in B main, what can they do here? So they're forced onto a save for this next round. It's going to be 8-2 in favor of Florida Tech. Florida Tech only going to have them from the shadows, and that Cosmic Divide still being available on the side of Embry-Riddle.
Well, it looks like Embry-Riddle does have the right read here. They have 4 players on B. So they might be able to get something done here, slowing down any sort of aggression. Florida Tech players do decide to back off, and Embry-Riddle is aware of that, but Juzi gets a double kill here onto the players holding site. A very beautiful blind, but it doesn't end up coming to fruition. Vortec getting more and more value here as they're pushing out as a team. Juzi with a beautiful shot here. And now it's up to FN. Juzi looks like might go aggressive here to Heaven. They are aware of the situation here. FN with a kill with the Spectre. Not the Spectre, Stinger, my bad. But yeah, FN here gonna try to push out. And Reskop does hold the right angle for it.
FN definitely wanted
Last round
that
before the
gun
switch.
going into that last fight. Probably thought they could make something happen, but Florida Tech was definitely ready for it. They unfortunately lost Juzi, but their eco is perfectly fine. They could afford to lose a gun, or 5 even, and they will still be pretty good when it comes to eco.
Here.
Honestly, Florida Tech just has that comfort pick of B, and it seems like Embry-Riddle is trying to read that. It looks like this round they are going to be 3-stacking toward B and mid, and hopefully this Cosmic Divide might be coming out on the side of A. It seems like they might be ready for it. Early flash coming out. Side of Embry-Riddle.
And I think Florida Tech here, Reskop and Enrique are probably going to play what they've done in the past, get a huge amount of noise here onto B, a lot of distraction, and just TP back onto A. Oh, and the Rolling Thunder here is going to be used to push off any players that might still be Heaven as Florida Tech takes site. Enrique also here able to use his ult, just push further and deeper into CT. Satanic does get a kill, does get a double kill onto all the rotating players. And he's going to come face to face with the entirety of Embry-Riddle's team here in Heaven. Decides to back off with Reskop, just playing time. Enrique does catch Cryptek, but doesn't get a kill. Looks like they're just going to be trading a couple bullets back and forth. Beautiful satchel here by Cryptiax. And catches Enrique completely off guard.
One enemy remaining.
Reskop though, getting 2 kills and Satanic closing it out.
That was definitely an interesting round, you know. It was last round and a half when it comes to using those ults. I mean, it was a use it or lose it situation, and they decided to use it. As you said, Enrique and Reskop definitely made plenty of noise there in B main, using those CPs, using the blinds, and then coming out with the ult, and then able to get that plant down on A. Cryptiax also, you know, like getting that little like cheeky pick onto Enrique.
I love the satchels there.
I love that play from Cryptiax. Unfortunately, they ended up getting shut down pretty early. But going into this next half, Embry-Riddle is 100% going to be looking to get some of those rounds back. I think they knew they were going to be on a disadvantage on defense, but they do have the double duelist, so hopefully they'll be able to make something happen on attack here.
This is definitely the half that they're looking forward to, that they're going to try to get all that value from those duelists. Hopefully try and get some aggressive pushes onto site, and here we're seeing a nade going through by Cryptiax trying to push off any sort of turret or whatever players might be hiding in those smokes. Noel also going to get aggressive here with the pistol, but Enrique does catch him off guard. Now, Flotech does have the man advantage going into this post-plant situation. And Reskop and Enrique just bursting onto site, catching all those players off guard. Espe does get a kill. Does get a triple.
Oh my gosh.
Enrique clutches it up. And wow, Esbe almost clutching up for the entirety of the team.
Good fake teleport.
Enrique with the frenzy.
You know, they might not have won that round, but I will say, Espe does hit those. If they're going to have anybody left last, I would want Espe to be the last one. I would give Espe the Vandal. I'm just going to say it. Like, Espe is definitely hitting those. Definitely got a little hairy there at the end. Maybe a little nervous. Maybe sit up in my little casting chair a little bit. But the round is going to go to Florida Tech. So taking that round, they are going to be able to buy up a little bit. Whereas Embry-Riddle is going to be back on a little bit of a save once again.
Looks like a bit of aggression here through mid. They do spot Enrique, try to get him pushed, but he does TP out in time, and that's just going to give a huge window for Embry-Riddle to choose. Do they want to push towards B Heaven, or do they want to go towards ropes back towards A here? Looks like they're just going to hold tight, trying to assess the situation. Turtle is going to try to bird out of the smoke. There's so many Florida Tech players waiting here. Juzi and Enrique both here in heaven. The blind goes through and they're going to miss. But Turtle is aware. Does get the kill on Juzi. That could have been really terrifying.
He almost got away with it.
He almost did. Sloshy does get a kill here. But now huge aggression here by Enrique and Satanic Monk, and it's going to close out the round in a heartbeat.
I mean, when Florida Tech has that ability to buy up, I mean, they really have no reason to fear Embry-Riddle here. I mean, they obviously have the gun advantage, they have the util advantage, they have the shield advantage. I mean, nothing should really be holding them back from just being aggressive and running into them, and that's exactly what they did. And it ended up paying off, and they're going to bring this score to 12-2, making this very hairy looking for Embry-Riddle to try to get back from. But luckily, they are going to be able to buy up to all rifles. And so hopefully they're going to try to get back on the board here.
Wow. I'm at a loss for words. That was so aggressive. Oh my goodness. Enrique and so many players are able to get killed here. And Enrique just trying to get some more information, make sure that the players by Embry-Riddle don't make any further push. He's going to TP out, and Juzi is here with the flank.
One enemy remaining.
Juzi does get a kill onto Turtle and closes the game out. Wow.
Wow, they didn't even want to give them the opportunity to use those rifles. They did not want to give them an inch, and they did it. They shut them down really well. I mean, that was extremely clean from Florida Tech. Very good, like, teamwork coming out from Enrique and Reskop. I mean, their utility just went together so well, and they just absolutely shut down any hopes Embry-Riddle had of bringing that back.
And Satanic also just showing so much synergy with both Reskop and Enrique. They had the blind, they had the stuns, and they had the Yoru TPs, and it just caught so many players off guard and closed out the games.
Yeah, I think Embry-Riddle was blind for about, 80% of that map.
Yeah.
They were definitely putting those blinds to use. But it was a great game. I had a lot of fun.
GG's for sure. A lot of fun to watch. Both this map and the last map. Both were very good to watch. We saw a lot of great utility usage by both teams. A lot of promise here by Embry-Riddle, but Florida Tech just had the better prep and the better just combinations happening in their team. So that's going to close today's match out. Thank you everyone for watching. We're going to have another stream this Friday at 7 p.m. at the latest. And it'll be our League of Legends team versus Clark Red, and we hope to see you there.